So there's two kinds of Catholics. There was Göre Katholikus, that's Greek Catholic, and there's Romai Katholikus, and that's Roman Catholic. And there's Evangelikus, Reformatus, Evangelist, Reformist. There's a couple of Jews there, I think, on the Pesh side. So it was just, you had a huge variety of things, but I'd say the biggest religion there was with Catholicism, and that was really hard because a lot of people are, I don't know. It's just it's a cultural thing as well. It's not really necessarily just a religious thing. We talked to a lot of people that were Catholic, but they said they didn't believe in God. Like, yeah, I'm Catholic, but I don't believe in God. We're like, oh, well, Catholics believe in God, so why don't you believe in God? The older people were the more traditional Catholics. They were the really strong Catholics. And I mean, you had World War II, what happened with Hungary and stuff like that. The war either made them or broke them. And so you have these old people that are really strong, and then these other old people that have just completely given up on life. I didn't really see a gray area. It was always either one or the other. And it was really sad to see. I remember one time I was talking to a lady, an old lady on the street, an old woman on the street, and she looked super sad. So I tried to talk to her, and she just didn't really want to talk to me. So I kept on being persistent, like missionaries should be. And I just really wanted to help her because she looked really sad. And I asked her, I was like, well, do you believe in God, or do you believe in a life after this life? And she said, no, I don't believe in God. And I asked her why. And she looked at me dead in the eyes, and she told me that when the Russians were here, they gassed her father right in front of her. And she looked me dead in the eyes after she told me that, and she said, now you tell me that there is a God. Now you tell me that there exists a God after that. After somebody can see something like that happen to their very own father. And so that was really hard for me. I mean, what can I say? I mean, all you can say is I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you, but God does exist, and He's there for you. He loves you. He wants you to be happy. He doesn't want to see you like this. That's exactly what I told her, but she lost a lot of hope, you could tell, in her life. And it was like that for a lot of people that we talked to on the streets, that we tracked it into. Another example, there was a guy, an old man, I think he said he was about 93 years old. We tracked it into him, and he opens the door, and I mean, he just kind of he didn't really look super happy, didn't look super sad, was just kind of in the middle, he's medium happy. and we're talking to him, we're like, okay, well, we just have the strongest feeling that we should talk to him about the plan of salvation. And so we started talking about the plan of salvation, and he starts to cry. And he says that we can't help him because he just doesn't believe in that. There's no way he can ever believe in. We asked him why. He said his son had just died 2 days before we tracked it on his door. And he started to bawl. I'd never seen an old man cry like that in my life. So it was really tough for me and my companion to see. It was really hard. You could just see the pain in his eyes. I mean, you think about you not being able to see somebody after this life. Your dead grandmother, your dead mom, your dead dad. It's heartbreaking. And to think that he thought that there was no way out of his pain, out of his misery, that tormented me inside. I think that torments all missionaries inside, is that that this gospel can help them. That people need to know about this plan so they know where they're going, where they came from, so there's hope. But he just had no hope. He did not believe in anything. He literally thought that was the end. And I mean, on earth, there's really nothing else worse that you can experience for me. You thinking that this is it. It's over after this. Everybody wants to see their loved ones again. So there was that kind of grief and sorrow in Hungary. Because of the war, because of just a lot of things that they went through as a country. They got betrayed often. Actually, every single time. I don't know of a single time when they weren't. They've just been through a lot. They're very patriotic. They're very strong people, but they're real. They're very real. They're not going to hide their grief behind a smile. They're going to really let you know how they feel. And that was a great part of it, is that we we could just talk to people about whatever. If you ask somebody, the cool thing about Hungary is if you ask somebody how they're doing, you say hogy vagy, then they tell you everything. You know, they like, oh, my back hurts, my head hurts, my daughter just had a baby last night, I have 5 grandchildren, life is great. I just got a new job. It's awesome. They go into every single thing that they had experienced that week, you know. But if you ask somebody here in America how they're doing, they just say, "How are you back?" There's really no huge response. It's more of like a greeting here. But in Hungary, it's like you're showing them that you really, really want to know how they're doing. You're telling them that you want to know. It's not just, "Hey, how's it going?" You know. And so that's what I really liked. It made missionary work really easy. It did.